This plant is essential for the health and the beauty industry. Many agriculturists in the aloe vera crop complain about not prospering and why. With this answer, the engineer Enrique Gaitan is going to receive us.
Gloria Patricia, you are very welcome here. Talking about the specific topic, aloe vera, and the remarks you have made, even if in Colombia this plant has been grown since long time ago, the appropriate infrastructure for the agriculturist can commercialize comfortably his products hasn't existed yet. Due to a single reason, there are not enough factories where the stalks of aloe vera can be transformed into aloe vera gels. Right now, around the world, there is an insatisfaction because 60% of what the world consumes is missing. And even more in a world where they are changing the management practices in health and food.
Well, engineer, we are finding answers. For example, discipline and control. Whenever the family works in a crop, it's important to assign roles. Introduce us this family group, how they work, and especially their roles.
I'd like to introduce you Adriana, the family leader, and our son Julian Enrique. He is an environmental engineer. He will be showing you the different conditions to manage properly an aloe vera organic crop.
Do you think the organic production in this crop is profitable?
Definitely. The world used to produce with fertilizers based on chemical synthesis. Unfortunately, we cannot crash against these dynamics. However, it has been proved that eventually it provokes into the human body some damage slowly perceived. And until now, the authorities and the same people begin noticing. The fact that this plant grows quite widely, it doesn't mean that everything is done or the problem is solved. Each plant is like a son for us. The plant must be cared and must be fed carefully away from the chemical synthesis.
With you, we are finding many answers out, engineer. For instance, why the aloe vera crop in our country is not successful sometimes. So, I'm on my way with Julian to know and give the agriculturists of aloe vera more tools and understand which mistakes they shouldn't make and how every day they can obtain this popular productivity required in the crops where we are. Julian, we are going to the crops. Joanna and Brian are some of many young people who contribute to the agricultural growth of the country, and Julian from here is an essential part. Why?
Well, Gloria, it's a very important part to be successful in our crops, since the phytosanitary management and care taken in the moment of Sabile's baby's extraction are really necessary to prevent any disease or plague which may attack our crop.
I can see a variety of sizes in the plant. What is the reason?
That's right. We can get Sabile's babies of several sizes, but it's very important to be able of selecting, because we need to know which ones aren't useful directly and as a result to take them to a different plantation and which we can develop other processes with. For example, we can see this Savila baby has a desirable size. If I plant it right now, it will start a productive stage sooner than this one. Therefore, there are several options, other alternatives. This one will be taken directly to the sowing, and with this one, what we do is putting them in bags, and we wait it grows until a fruitful age, and goes into the sowing or composting processes.
We'll be back. We are going to show you the weeds in the aloe vera crop. El futuro en el agro se siembra hoy y la oportunidad para conquistarlo es cultivar sábila con Fincas Sabileras de Colombia.
Así es, tener un cultivo de sábila orgánico es más que un negocio, es progreso sostenible. Consúltenos.
El grupo Gaitán Cuevas ha diseñado la solución para asesorarlo en su cultivo de sábila orgánica, una inversión sostenible y rentable.
Esta es la flor de la penca sábila.
This is the flower of the aloe vera, from one of the most organized aloe vera crops in the country, Julian. In some crops, I found that the people love leaving the flower, but not here. Why?
Gloria, it's a beautiful flower, but whenever this one blooms, it takes so much energy away from the parent plant. That's why we take it away so as to the crop may maintain homogeneous.
Why do you need a weeds management here?
That's right, the plant is known because the amount of diseases or plagues that can attack it is low. Anyway, the animals need to eat. That's why in our plot we conduct weeds management, otherwise the tiny worms or plagues will end up eating our plants. Since we let grow the weeds into the furrows, we found fewer worms attacking the plants because they are attacking the weeds. Let's go to another plot. Come on. Well, this is another species of plant we saw in our crop. It's a sort of pepper which is important to conduct biological checkings, chasing away species of insects affecting later our plants. We have the wild peanut, being a kind of creeper that helps us to avoid erosion caused by water. Besides, it contains nitrogen, and once it's cut, it is food for our cattle. It's also relevant that the plants in each plot keep an even size because when harvesting starts, we are interested in all the plants can be harvested at the same time. Right now, our laborers are doing the process of the sige, or Sabila's babies extraction. It is a demanding process due to some big losses may be caused for the parent plant, since as fungi as bacteria can affect the plant through the injury possibly done. This process is really important on also counting with the specific organic substances. A parent plant can take around 7 months or a year for the Sabila's babies production with the enough size to be harvested and sown in the next plantations.
El futuro en el agro se siembra hoy y la oportunidad para conquistarlo es cultivar sábila con Fincas Sabileras de Colombia.
Así es, tener un cultivo de sábila orgánico es más que un negocio, es progreso sostenible. Consúltenos.
El grupo Gaitán Cuevas ha diseñado la solución para asesorarlo en su cultivo de sábila orgánica, una inversión sostenible y rentable.
El agua es fundamental.
Water is essential in the crops. In this crop, it is given a special treatment. Tell us about it, Enrique.
Mismanaged water causes erosion. That's harmful for the crop and even more in a crop of this kind. For instance, here we saw in high slope. That's why the water runs faster, so we have to control different efferent areas in order for the water doesn't draw so long. Throughout the different efferent areas, we have built the ditches which are protected, made of cement in some places or stones. It sounds curious, but we do it that way, and this avoids the dragging of the materials towards the big basins. And for us, it's a huge responsibility avoiding these erosion processes.
Enrique, you are a civil engineer, but you desire to change the engineering by agriculture, a very ungrateful job. But you have been successful in this crop. Why?
Yes, when there are not any incentives, we find ungratefulness. A lot of people say that agriculturist who works the aloe vera is unsatisfied. It's said that this is ungrateful because in the country there isn't a way to do an appropriate transformation for everything it is produced. It's a product that may generate millions of dollars without difficulties. And I said it for a simple reason. Any job done with discipline is easy.
Reservoirs, a relevant topic, but in some moments we see them dry. However, here there is a reservoir already working. Why is essential a reservoir in a crop, and especially how it works here?
Of course, Gloria. Let's check it out. Here we have a basin in front of us. We have a place with native vegetation we don't want to touch yet. This means we stayed in exclusive fluctuations of the hard dry seasons. If we didn't help the earth to keep enough water supplies as it normally must happen. When we arrived, the reservoirs were untidy because the farm was inactive. When we observed that huge potential with such a beautiful forest up there, we decided to get them back. The agriculturist is not allowed to have access to the technological nor even to the knowledge tools to do these approaches to the water. This sort of reservoirs, since the moment we clean it and care, we never have been allowed to take the water that we need in dry seasons.
El futuro en el agro se siembra hoy y la oportunidad para conquistarlo es cultivar sábila con Fincas Sabileras de Colombia.
Así es, tener un cultivo de sábila orgánico es más que un negocio, es progreso sostenible. Consúltenos.
El grupo Gaitán Cuevas ha diseñado la solución para asesorarlo en su cultivo de sábila orgánica, una inversión sostenible y rentable.
Mencionada frecuentemente.
Aloe is frequently mentioned in the Bible and it is considered as a miracle plant. Adriana, our cultivators do their best into the field, but when they go to their reality, they realize that the results are not good. Why, Adriana?
Falta de organización. Normalmente estas empresas del agro
Look,
se
Gloria,
enfocan mucho
this
en la parte
happens
operativa,
due to a lack of
pero dejan de
organization.
lado la parte
Normally, these
administrativa.
farmland companies
Y
focus
allí
mainly
es
on the
donde se
operational
encuentran
side
graves
and put
problemas.
aside the
Cuando el
administrative
tema
part.
financiero
It's
no se
there
maneja
where the big
adecuadamente,
trouble appear.
con orden,
When the
cuando
financial
existe
topic is not managed
contabilidad, no
in an
existen
organized way,
procedimientos,
and
es allí
when there isn't
donde
any accounting, there are not procedures, and from there, the farmer loses.
Estamos apostando al agro con una plataforma administrativa, Gloria, que es
We are
muy
betting to a very important
para
administrative
garantizar
platform
que todo esté
to
a tiempo,
guarantee
que todo
all the
tenga
time that
procedimientos,
every part
que
has
tenga futuro.
procedures
Y
and
el
to have a
futuro
future as in
necesariamente
Colombia,
económico,
firstly,
que es lo
as in the
primero,
world.
pero también un futuro internacional. El
The
país
country
económico
and the
se
world
está
are
abriendo
being
y
opened,
tenemos que
and we
prepararnos
have
para
to
ello.
be
No es
prepared for
sencillo.
that.
Es
It's not hard.
organización,
It's
es
only about
unidad,
organization. The
colaboración
most
y es
important
un
thing in a
trabajo
company
con el
is
recurso y
unity.
talento humano, lo más importante de una empresa.
En este recorrido que estamos haciendo
In this
por
journey,
Fincas Sabileras,
we are doing
veo que
around the
ustedes
aloe
saben
vera
mucho
fields.
sobre la
So
parte
the
de
key is to
trazabilidad.
take a good
Entonces,
job
llevar
in the
un buen
field,
trabajo en el
but at
campo,
the
pero
same
a la vez
time to
tener
have
ese buen trabajo
that
en el
job
campo reflejado en la
reflected
parte
in the
administrativa.
administration.
Uno de los primeros aspectos que consideramos cuando empezamos
One
esta
of the first
empresa
aspects we considered
era
when
la
we founded this
trazabilidad
company
de nuestros
was the
cultivos, de
traceability
nuestros
of
procesos
our
que
crops
nos permitan
and to
apuntar
get
a sellos
seals
de
of
calidad.
high quality.
Adriana, ustedes aquí
Adriana,
están apostando a la
here you're
trazabilidad.
aiming the traceability, but in the field they speak about a language, and in the administrative area another is spoken. From there, it's difficult to coordinate both. When there is a traceability, we don't have that difficulty because a function was done.
Bueno, Gloria, tienes toda la razón.
Well, Gloria, you are right. In this moment, Armando is coming. He is the one supporting us with the implementation of this platform. Armando, I was talking to Adriana about being successful in the administrative area, which is fundamental, as in the field. How do you do it here?
Well, we have implemented some complete work days, lasting 1 year. We started training the people and sharing the information to reach the data culture, allowing the approach of the financial area of the company with the technical one in the field. What we do is decreasing the gap that generally happens and unify the team. Now we have a team because all of us work with the same language, in the same tasks. What for me is search, for everyone is search. And that, in any way, lets the aim can be reached.
It's here where you can take that control. How to become a field businessman? The answer is taking control. Exactly. Now we have been training all the team. This program permits us to have the data update and to be able to plan, because the farmland company also needs to know how to plan and at the end to obtain good results.
Hello Blanca, how are you doing?
Well, sir,
How is the taking data going?
very well. I'm taking the daily data.
¿Cuál es la actividad que estás colocando hoy en las planillas?
What is the control of today?
¿Cuál es la actividad?
Today's activity is Sabila's babies extraction. Here the entrance time is added, the activities and the responsible people to like this.
Muy sencillo, ¿no? Una forma muy sencilla de recolectar la
Quite easy,
información.
an easy way to collect data. We can know how much is producing each one of the furrows. We know who does it, how many furrows, how many stocks, how many Saviles babies we are taking from each furrow, and that lets us know which furrow is producing more.
Poder saber qué surco es el que más tiene o el que más produce. Entonces, la recolección de
The
datos
data
es
collection is
fundamental
essential for a
para
management
un
system.
sistema de gestión.
Estamos desde uno de los cultivos que se proyecta ser el más grande de Colombia.
We are in one of the crops aiming to be the biggest in Colombia, and overall with these good farming practices. Adriana, thanks for the journey.